was the week and all throughout St. Joe, shoppers rushed area stores for those last-minute gifts to go. Good evening, everyone. I'm Ron Johnson. We caught up with some of those shoppers who were part of the rush today, as well as some welcoming the crowds with some holiday cheer. On this last weekend before Christmas, one thing was clear. The gift-giving rush was in full swing.
There was no parking. I had to drive around trying to find a parking spot.
Whether it was downtown or the North Shops, shoppers out and about Saturday took advantage of the time to finish off their Christmas shopping.
I work in-home as a caregiver, so I was buying some last-minute gifts for my clients.
In downtown, the Christmas spirit in full swing as Santa was on hand, spreading holiday cheer for families.
There's just so much to do downtown. In fact, I think it's bigger than it's ever been before.
For places like downtown, crowds are the perfect Christmas gift. Event organizers say they've seen many since kicking off the holidays downtown just weeks ago.
It was packed. There was at least 300 or 400 people that came out that night.
And those shipping shortages seen across the country aren't seeming to have an effect on local shoppers.
I found everything I was wanting and had no issues with nothing.
Good news for so many looking to have as normal a Christmas holiday as possible this year.
We've gone through so much, but it's still Christmas.
It's a warm, wonderful Christmas this year in 2021.
Businesses downtown offered free vouchers for carriage rides in exchange for support. And now just 2 days left to collect those tickets for the Chamber of Commerce's Shop St. Joe. One lucky shopper will win a $10,000 grand prize, but shoppers also have a chance to win second chance prizes. The Chamber saying that as businesses try to recover from the pandemic, local shopping is needed now more than ever. The last day to collect tickets is Monday, with winning numbers being drawn and announced on Wednesday. Well, it certainly felt like December outside. Let's get a check of the weather now with Juliana in for Jade tonight. Good evening, Juliana.
Good evening, Ron. That's right. It really did feel like Christmas today if you were out doing some holiday shopping. We didn't even make it to freezing here in St. Joseph. Now, the catch is, while it did feel like the holiday season this weekend, we're actually going to start to warm up over the next few days. And those of us that want a white Christmas, I don't have some great news for next weekend. But outside right now, still cool and calm out there. Temperatures are just going to plummet this evening, though. So tonight, I'm expecting some of the coldest temperatures we've had thus far this season. So if you'll be stepping out the door early tomorrow morning, expect for some frigid temperatures. Will be in the teens, some of us wind chills in the single digits. Now the good news is throughout the rest of your Sunday, you can expect sunshine. We will be warmer than we were today. We'll make it to just about 40 for your high, which is pretty typical for this time of year, but I am tracking a pretty big warm up in store for the next few days. I'll have details on that Christmas forecast coming up in just a bit. Ron?
Thank you, Juliana. President Biden's vaccine or test mandate for businesses with more than 100 employees received a win in court on Friday. OSHA has estimated that the vaccine or test rule could save more than 6,500 lives and prevent 250,000 hospitalizations in the 6 months that it would be in effect. This as cases of the virus continue to climb across the country. Here's ABC's Marcus Moore with more details.
A federal appeals court on Friday reinstated the Biden administration's rules requiring large employers to ensure workers are vaccinated or tested weekly for COVID-19, a ruling that was immediately appealed by some who opposed the mandate. This comes as the country is bracing for what could be another alarming surge of the virus. Positive COVID cases on the rise again. 33 states plus D.C. are seeing a 10% uptick in daily cases.
It is critical to get vaccinated. If you are vaccinated, it is critical for optimal protection to get boosted.
Health officials say Omicron is spreading quickly across the country and set to overtake Delta as the dominant variant.
This variant is spreading faster than any other variant before. Millions of cases will come in the next few weeks, so there's an urgency to double down on interventions.
Hospitals are overwhelmed. ICU capacity at 15% or less in 18 states.
Where we are right now feels a lot like the first surge back in March of 2020. We don't have enough beds to be able to manage this.
New York State breaking a one-day record for infections, over 21,000. Earlier this week, Omicron accounting for at least 13% of new cases. And the lights at some of Broadway's biggest shows once again dark. And the Rockettes have ended their 2021 season of the Radio City Christmas Spectacular early.
I just wanted to watch the Rockettes, and we were like in line, we got all ready, and then they canceled it, and so we were really sad.
The NFL also feeling the impact of COVID, delaying 3 games this weekend.
The league right now has intensified its COVID protocol protocols. So they're trying to make it easier for players who have tested positive for COVID to get back into the games.
Marcus Moore, ABC News, Los Angeles.
And the president is planning to make a speech Tuesday on the new challenges posed by the Omicron variant. According to a White House official, the president will address the growing number of cases, hospitalizations, and deaths leading into the holidays. Biden is also likely to address the fact that the latest variant, Omicron, weakens the effect of 4 major vaccines and every authorized antibody treatment. While it's not clear yet if Omicron is a milder variant, with current trends, it is likely many hospitals across the country will be overwhelmed once again. In an interview with the LA Times, Vice President Kamala Harris admitted the administration did not see variants like Delta or Omicron coming. Although President Biden declared, quote, independence, end quote, from COVID-19 on July 4th, Vice President Harris says that did not equal victory. Pfizer says young children may need a 3rd dose of the COVID-19 vaccine to provide more protection. The vaccine maker is now adding a 3rd dose to its trial for babies aged 6 months to 5 years old. The company says their data shows that 2 child-sized doses of the vaccine was not producing the expected immunity in children 2 through 5. Previously, Pfizer decreased the dosage for children. Pfizer saying the previous test showed a small dose would produce a strong immune response and minimum side effects. If the 3-dose study is successful, the company will submit data to regulators for emergency use authorization for children 6 months to under 5 in the first half of next year. The company is also testing a 3rd dose for older kids who don't have authorization for a booster. Kids 5 to 15 will get a 3rd full dose in the trials. Here in St. Joseph, Mosaic preparing to host another vaccine clinic this coming Monday. Mosaic will be giving out both Pfizer and Moderna vaccines at the community vaccine site at the Old Gormans from 8 a.m. to noon. You can sign up for a spot on Mosaic's website, or walk-ins are also welcome. Mosaic will be giving out 1st, 2nd, and booster doses. Pediatric doses will not be offered at this clinic.
Well, it's been chilly so far this weekend. You can expect the same on your Sunday. And then we're going to start to warm up as we move towards Christmas. I'll have a closer look at that Christmas forecast when we come back. But first, a look at your almanac. Stay with us. We'll be back.
Well, after temperatures in the 70s this week and strong winds and all kinds of wild weather, today we actually had something that felt, dare I say, normal outside.
Yeah, actually below average, which is not something that's been in our vocabulary temperature-wise for about 2 weeks. 31 today was our high.
Yeah, we didn't even get to freezing.
Yeah, so it was chilly out there, but we are going to start to warm up again. So Christmas looks like it's going to be a warm one.
Now, I'm looking forward to that. I know there are some people out there that probably want that white Christmas. Don't have the greatest news for them, looks like.
Yeah, I always hope for a white Christmas. I've actually never had one. Lived in the Midwest my whole life, so it's always a dice roll, but not this year. It's not looking good. All right, well, let's start off outside right now. Clear skies, so that's the good news. They're starting to clear out. We had a lot of clouds today, which kept us pretty cool. 31 was your high, 40 is normal, 64 the record in 1976, negative 19 the record in 1983, 18 is our typical low, 20 is or 18 was low this morning, 20 is a typical low, and we're sitting at 18 right now. So temperatures are plummeting pretty fast, and they are going to continue to drop as we move towards the overnight hours. So if you're going to be out tonight or early tomorrow morning, it is going to be some of the coldest temperatures we've seen thus far this season. And then we factor in a wind chill. Most of us feeling like the teens. I think we might even see a few single digits by tomorrow morning. The good news is high pressure building into the area, so just thin high clouds out there. A lot of us starting to see some clearing, and that's what you can expect as you move towards the rest of the evening into the overnight hours. So to start off your Sunday morning, we will have clear skies, and we'll get to enjoy sunshine for the rest of your Sunday. The bad news is it's going to be cold in the morning and not a lot of warmth by the afternoon hours. It will be warmer than today. We should make it to just about 40 for your high, but it's still going to feel cold compared to last week where we were topping out in the 60s and the 70s. So as we move towards your Monday, southerly wind comes back, and that's going to start to push in a little bit of some warmer air as we move towards the rest of the week. So Monday, still cool if you start off the week, but slowly we'll start to warm up. So here's a look at those wind chills, 6 a.m. tomorrow morning. Some teens out there. I think many of us are probably going to be seeing the single digits by that time. So definitely, if you have any early morning plans, bundle up. And here's a look at the future temperatures for the 24th through the 28th. We are favored to be above average. So it looks like it's going to be a warm one as we move towards Christmas. 15 tonight for your low. So it's going to be chilly out there. That is before we factor in the wind chill. Clear skies, so that's the good news. And then we'll get some sunshine as we move toward your Sunday. 40 for your high. Winds a bit breezy at times. And then 5 to 7 day, we start to warm up. So the good news is sunshine is going to continue as we move towards the next few days. But Ron, look at Christmas, 57 for our high.
Oh, that is beautiful.
It'll be nice out there, just not Christmas-like.
Yes, I mean, look, like I said, I enjoy it, but I know, white Christmas.
Yeah.
Some of us like that, but there's always next year.
There is.
There's always, hope springs eternal.
Yes, exactly.
Thank you, Juliana. We're going to move on now to the January 6th investigation. The House Select Committee on January 6th is postponing the scheduled deposition of Alex Jones. The conspiracy theorist and white ring internet personality had been scheduled to appear today. Committee members say Jones has been, quote, engaging, end quote, with investigators, an indication he is not defying the subpoena. The host of InfoWars is said to have helped find a donor to pay for what he characterized as 80% of the January 6th rally. One of those fundraising organizations met with investigators Friday, and another had also been subpoenaed. There's no word yet on when Jones's testimony will be rescheduled. The leader of the Stop the Steal has handed over documents to the House Select Committee investigating the January 6th insurrection. Ali Alexander bought copies of thousands of text messages and communication records that include his interactions with members of Congress and Trump's inner circle. The move comes more than a week after Alexander sat for several hours of testimony with committee organizers. Alexander is a central figure for the investigators seeking to understand how the rallies on January 6th were funded, organized, promoted, and eventually erupted into an attack at the Capitol. Still ahead for you tonight, 10 former Minneapolis police officer at 10, like that. The former Minneapolis police officer Kim Carter is taking the stand in her own defense in the trial she's against on Friday. Coming up, a look at her emotional testimony. Stay with us. Welcome back. Closing argument expected to begin on Monday in the trial of former Brooklyn Center, Minnesota police officer Kim Potter, accused of fatally shooting Daunte Wright during a traffic stop last April. Here's ABC's Faith Abube with a look at some of Potter's emotional testimony from yesterday.
Former Minnesota police officer Kim Potter taking the witness stand Friday afternoon and for the first time publicly explaining the event of April 11th when she shot and killed 20-year-old Daunte Wright. She's pleaded not guilty.
Remember yelling, "Taser, taser, taser," and nothing happened. And then he told me I shot him.
Potter and a rookie police officer she was training stopped Wright's vehicle for an expired tag and an air freshener hanging from the young father's rearview mirror, a violation under Minnesota law.
We were struggling. We were trying to keep him from driving away. It just went chaotic.
The prosecution looking to prove Potter was negligent and reckless during that traffic stop, focusing on this moment immediately after the shooting. Potter breaking down during cross-examination.
You stopped doing your job completely. You didn't communicate what happened over the radio, right?
No.
You didn't run down the street and try to save Daunte Wright's life, did you?
No.
You were focused on what you had done, because you had just killed somebody. Right?
I'm sorry it happened.
Daunte Wright's family attorneys telling ABC News Potter's testimony further confirmed, quote, Daunte Wright's killing at Potter's hands was absolutely preventable.
She's a law enforcement officer who was on the force for 26 years, yet she couldn't differentiate the difference between her taser and her firearm. That says a lot about the lack of training that was happening.
Both the defense and the prosecution have rested their case. We're expecting closing arguments on Monday, meaning the jury could start deliberating Potter's fate as soon as next week. Historic changes coming to the U.S. military justice system almost 2 years after the murder of Army soldier Vanessa Guillen. Congress this week approving the Defense Authorization Bill. The new legislation awaiting President Biden's signature addresses the handling of such crimes as sexual assault, murder, manslaughter, and kidnapping.
We just literally changed history for our United States military and for all the soldiers, not just the ones that are serving today, but the ones that will be serving our country for generations to come.
Under the new act, cases of sexual assault and harassment will be investigated by independent prosecutors outside the chain of command, whereas before it was handled internally. The Missouri Western men looking for an away win against the number 2 ranked Northwest Bearcats today. And the Griffins women's also taking on the Bearcats team. Griffins aiming for their 10th straight victory. Mitchell Riverall is here with highlights and more coming up next.
Mic check, 1, 2, 3. This is Mitchell. No problem. The rivalry between the Griffins and Bearcats today up in Maryville, with both the men's and women's teams playing at Bearcat Arena. The Griffin women's coming in at 9-0 and the Bearcat women 8-2. So the first game, the women's game, Northwest Bearcats hosting Missouri Western Griffins. In this one, early on, the pass to Trinity Knapp, takes the three, knocks it down. End of one, Griffins lead only 9-7. So later in the half, Emma Atwood driving baseline finds Evelyn Vasquez on the perimeter, knocks down the three, tied game at 17. Corbin Cunningham, her turn, 15-foot jumper is good. And then less than 30 now, shot clock winding down. Molly Hartnett from the top of the key gets it to fall. Bearcats lead the Griffins 23-20 at half. Second half now, Connie Clark driving to the hoop. She gets the layup to fall. And then off the miss, Jana Green with the rebound and the putback lay-in. Bearcats lead by 1. Griffins not going to wait. Jordan Cunningham from the corner hits the three. Griffins back on top. The lead changed 10 times tonight, and rightfully so. Like here, Peyton Kelderman knocks down the three. Bearcats back on top. Fans loving it. Even KQ2's Daniel Soxy and Jaden LaRue. Let's jump to the fourth. Griffins on the attack. The pass, downloaded Knapp. Two defenders closing in, gets the bucket. But Northwest icing the game with the free throws, taking this one 49-46. And here's what head coach Austin Meyer and Jana Green said after the game.
Yeah, we just said just keep battling, keep playing our defense. You know, we work defense every single day. We drill the heck out of it. They probably get tired of the same drills we do every day, but we focus on the things that are important in the game. And
it's awesome. I mean, they're like a lot significantly better than they were last year, and so are we. So we always know it's going to be a challenge when it comes to them. And I mean, it's indescribable. Like, we know they're rivals every sport. We know we're coming in with an attitude that we want to win, and we did.
Over to the men's game, the number 2 ranked Bearcats hosting the Griffins. Early on, Kayla Bennett just inside the three-point line, top of the key, hits the jumper, game tied at 4. Later in the half, the kick out to Diego Bernard, top of the key, knocks it down. Bearcats lead by 5. Q Mays trying to get something going for the Griffins. Mid-ranger, knocks it down. Griffins trail by 5. Jerron Thames driving now, misses, gets his own rebound, puts it back in. Bearcats lead only 2. Then Wes Streamer from the wing lobs it to Isaiah Jackson, who jams it down. And then Trevor Hudgens doing what he does, gets hit by 2 defenders, shoots the reverse layup, doesn't even look at the hoop, and it gets in. I don't know how he made it. Great shot there. Bearcats leading 45-30 at half. In the second half, Trevor Hudgens and company not allowing for any chance of comeback. Hudgens step back 3 right here, knocks it down. He had 36 tonight, and the Bearcats run away with this one, 101-63.
We were honestly just locked in. I feel like we were locked in because it was a rival game. We were locked in because we had a week to prepare. We were locked in because they're pretty good. They're a good team, like you said. They have really good players, and we couldn't take them lightly. We just wanted to compete. I mean, this is the last game before break. We wanted to have a good feeling leaving Maryville, and we did just that. And we're gonna come back and get it even better.
Some Division I scores today. Kansas Jayhawks beating Stephen F. Austin 80-72, close one there. And then Missouri beating Utah 83-75. Now some high school basketball down in Kansas City today, the 12 Courts of Christmas. A couple teams playing, but Lafayette boys get the win over Hoover 53-45. And then Platte Valley boys get the win over Wellington Napoleon 80-32. And the Platte Valley girls also beating Wellington Napoleon tonight as well. And the Maryville girls getting the win against St. Michael 46-30. And the Bishop LeBlanc girls getting a 2-point win over Sacred Heart 62-60. And that's it for sports. We'll be right back.
Welcome back. Here's a final check of your weather. It's going to be another cool day on Sunday, but warmer than today. We should be in the lower 40s. Lots of sunshine out there, and then we're just going to slowly start to warm up. So the first half of your week will be in the mid to upper 40s, so that's a little warmer than what we'd expect for this time of year. But then look how temperatures are just kind of going to take off as we move towards Christmas. So it's going to be a warm, but at least sunny and dry Christmas.
A Christmas present for some of us out there, right?
Yes, some of us.
Thank you, Juliana. Thank you for watching us here tonight. We'll see you back here tomorrow night at 10.